Can you feel it? That trembling in your spirit right now? Is it fear? Or is it destiny knocking at your door? What if I told you that the restlessness you've been battling, the sleepless nights, the overwhelming emotions crashing through you like tidal waves? What if none of it is random? What if God Himself orchestrated every single moment of chaos in your life to bring you to this exact second, reading these words, standing on the edge of the most explosive spiritual transformation you've ever known? Here's the truth they don't want you to hear. You are about to go mad, but not the kind of madness the world fears. This is divine madness, the kind that breaks chains, shatters limitations, and catapults you into a realm of power so staggering that even your wildest prayers will seem small in comparison. Chosen one, listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is not for the faint-hearted. God Himself has spoken. All of you, every single chosen soul watching this right now, are about to go mad at once. But this isn't chaos for destruction's sake. This is a divine explosion, a spiritual earthquake designed to demolish every false foundation you've been standing on and rebuild you on the unshakable rock of Christ. You didn't find this video by accident. Coincidence is a myth in the kingdom of God. You were led here. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. That future starts now, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, in this moment, heaven is watching, waiting to see if you'll step into the madness or shrink back into the comfort of mediocrity. Right now, I want you to do something powerful. If this message is stirring something deep within your spirit, if you sense that you are one of the chosen ones being called into this moment, hit that like button. Not casually hit it, like your breakthrough depends on it. Then comment 99 below. That number carries divine frequency. It signals to heaven that you're ready, that you're stepping into this alignment, that you refuse to miss your appointment with destiny. And thank you to every single one of you who has supported this message through Super Thanks. Your generosity means more than you know. You're not just giving, you're sowing seeds into the kingdom, helping spread light to others who feel alone in their calling. Whether you give or not, I'm deeply grateful for your presence here. Your support, your time, your attention, it all matters. And if this message resonates with your soul, go ahead and let heaven know you're ready. The calm before the storm is ending. The divine madness is here. The question is, will you control yourself and rise, or will you let this moment pass you by? Brace yourself. Your transformation begins now. What if everything you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place? What if the chaos tearing through your mind right now isn't your breakdown, but your breakthrough? What if God is using this madness to catapult you into a dimension of power you've been too afraid to enter? Listen to me carefully. Chosen one, right now, in this very moment, a spiritual tsunami is building across the earth. It's not visible to the natural eye, but your spirit feels it. That restlessness churning in your gut, that pressure mounting in your chest, that electricity crackling through your thoughts, it's not anxiety. It's anticipation. Heaven is about to release something so massive, so overwhelming, that every sensitive soul on this planet will feel the shock wave simultaneously. You are not losing your mind. Your mind is being expanded beyond the prison walls of human limitation into the boundless territory of divine consciousness. The madness you're experiencing right now is sacred. It's the sound of chains breaking. It's the earthquake before the prison doors swing open. Remember Paul and Silas in that Philippian jail? When the earthquake hit, it didn't just shake the building, it shattered every chain, every lock, every barrier holding them captive. Acts 16:26 says, "Suddenly there was such a violent earthquake that the foundations of the prison were shaken. At once, all the prison doors flew open and everyone's chains came loose." That's what this divine madness is doing in your life right now. It's shaking foundations. It's breaking chains you didn't even know existed. And yes, it feels violent. Yes, it feels overwhelming. But beloved, this is God's demolition crew clearing out everything that's been blocking your destiny. Isaiah 54:17 promises you, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me, declares the Lord. Did you catch that? This is your heritage. This madness, this chaos, this divine disruption, it's your birthright as a chosen one. The enemy wanted you to interpret this wave as a curse, as punishment, as evidence that you're failing. But I'm here to tell you the truth. What you're feeling is God's Spirit moving like a mighty rushing wind through every stagnant area of your life, blowing out the cobwebs, shattering the glass ceilings, demolishing every limitation you accepted as permanent. Romans 8:28 declares, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." All things, not just the comfortable things, not just the pleasant things, all things, including this madness. God is working it for your good. Right now, He's taking the very thing the enemy meant to destroy you and weaponizing it for your elevation. That emotional chaos. It's burning away false identities. That mental turbulence. It's rewiring your thought patterns. That spiritual intensity. It's recalibrating your frequency to match heaven's wavelength. Picture this: a vast wave of pure spiritual energy surging across the earth, washing over every land, every city, every home where a chosen one dwells. This wave doesn't knock on doors asking permission. It crashes through walls. It floods into every hidden corner of your being. It touches the parts of you that you've kept locked away for years, the dreams you buried, the pain you suppressed, the power you denied. And when this wave hits, everything rises to the surface. The good, the bad, the ugly, the glorious, all of it. That's why it feels like madness. You're processing in days what should take years. You're feeling everything at once because God is accelerating your transformation. But here's what most people don't understand. Chaos is not the opposite of order. Chaos is the womb of creation. Before God spoke the worlds into existence. Genesis 1:2 says, "The earth was formless and empty darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." Formless, empty, dark, chaotic. And then God spoke. And from that chaos came galaxies, oceans, mountains, life itself. Right now, you are in that Genesis 1:2 moment. Your life looks formless. It feels empty. Darkness hovers over areas you thought were secure. But chosen one, the Spirit of God is hovering over your chaos right now, preparing to speak order, light, and unprecedented creation into your existence. What you see as chaos, I tell you, is divine order unfolding. The pressure you feel is God aligning you with your higher purpose. That discomfort you're experiencing, it's your old skin becoming too tight for your new identity. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. You're not falling apart, you're falling together in ways that finally make sense to your destiny. This madness is not your enemy. This madness is your midwife, birthing the version of you that's been waiting in the spirit realm for this exact moment to manifest in the natural. If you're feeling the storm brewing inside of you right now, if every word I'm speaking is resonating in your spirit like thunder, drop a 77 in the comments. That's not just a number, it's a declaration. It's you telling heaven, I recognize this moment. I'm ready for this transformation. I refuse to run from this divine madness. Your comment becomes a spiritual anchor, marking this moment as the turning point where everything shifted. But understand this, chosen one, the wave is here. The madness has begun. And the question is no longer if you'll experience it. The question is how you'll respond to it. Now that you understand what's happening, let me show you how to move through it. Because knowledge without application is just noise. And you didn't come this far to stay stuck in theory. You came for breakthrough. And breakthrough demands action. Here's what nobody tells you about spiritual awakening. It doesn't feel spiritual at first. It feels like you're being torn apart from the inside out. It feels like every emotion you've ever suppressed is erupting simultaneously. It feels like your mind is a battlefield and you're losing the war. But chosen one, what if I told you that this internal warfare is actually God's surgical precision, removing every tumor of fear, every cyst of doubt, every infection of unworthiness that's been poisoning your destiny for years? What looks like destruction is actually the most precise reconstruction of your soul you've ever experienced. 1 Peter 2:9 declares over you, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light." Did you hear that you are chosen? Not because you're perfect, but because God saw something in you worth refining. And refining, beloved, requires fire. The goldsmith doesn't apologize to the gold for the heat. He knows the fire is the only way to separate the pure from the impure. Your madness right now is God's refining fire, and He's not burning you up. He's burning away everything that isn't really you. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a blacksmith in his workshop, hammer in hand, fire blazing at temperatures that would melt ordinary metal. He takes a rough piece of iron covered in rust, jagged and unusable, and he thrusts it into the flames. The iron doesn't understand why it's burning. If it could speak, it would scream, "This is too much. This heat is killing me." But the blacksmith knows something the iron doesn't. He knows that without this fire, the iron will never become a sword. He knows that every strike of his hammer isn't punishment, it's purpose. He's not destroying the metal. He's revealing its true form, its hidden strength, its divine design. That's you right now. Chosen one. You are in the fire, and God is the master blacksmith. Every blow you feel, every wave of intensity crashing through you, every moment that makes you want to quit, it's all shaping you into the weapon of righteousness you were created to be. Let me be brutally honest with you. The reason this process feels so intense is because you've been living in spiritual numbness for years. You've been settling for a watered-down version of faith that keeps you comfortable but powerless. You've been playing it safe, coloring inside the lines, never venturing into the deep waters where miracles happen. And now, God is waking you up. And yes, it's jarring, it's disorienting, it's overwhelming. Because you're not just waking up to a new day, you're waking up to a new dimension. Your spiritual senses are being activated after decades of dormancy. Colors you couldn't see before are suddenly visible. Sounds you couldn't hear are now deafening. Truths you couldn't comprehend are now undeniable. This isn't madness. This is awakening. And awakening by its very nature is shocking. Think about a butterfly in a cocoon. Inside that cocoon, something extraordinary is happening. The caterpillar is literally dissolving. Its body breaks down into a cellular soup. If you cut open that cocoon mid-transformation, you wouldn't see a beautiful butterfly waiting to emerge. You'd see chaos. You'd see liquid. You'd see what looks like death. But it's not death, it's metamorphosis. The caterpillar must completely let go of its old form before it can take on its new one, and chosen one that's exactly where you are right now. You're in the cocoon. The old you is dissolving. And it feels like dying because parts of you are dying, the parts that were never meant to make it to your next season. But trust the process. Trust the divine intelligence orchestrating this transformation, because on the other side of this dissolving is your wings. This is the moment where you have to make a choice. You can resist this process, clinging to the familiar, fighting against the transformation and prolonging your pain. Or you can surrender to it, not a passive surrender that gives up, but an active surrender that lets go. There's a massive difference. Giving up says, "I can't handle this." Letting go says, "I trust God to handle this." Giving up is defeat. Letting go is faith. And right now, God is asking you to release your grip on the old version of your life and trust Him with the new one He's crafting. The pain you're feeling, it's not random, it's strategic. Every ache in your spirit is targeting a specific area that needs healing. Every doubt surfacing is revealing a lie you believed that needs to be replaced with truth. Every fear rising is exposing a stronghold that needs to be demolished. God is not wasting your pain. He's weaponizing it. He's taking every ounce of suffering you're enduring right now and converting it into spiritual authority. When you come out of this season, you won't just have a testimony, you'll have power. You won't just have knowledge, you'll have wisdom. You won't just have faith, you'll have unshakable certainty that God is real, He is good, and He is with you. This is the moment where you choose to rise above the chaos. This is the turning point where you stop seeing yourself as a victim of this madness and start seeing yourself as the victor being forged by it. Let the transformation begin. Let every false foundation crumble. Let every limiting belief shatter. Let every chain break. Because you chosen one are not meant to survive this season. You're meant to thrive because of it. If you're ready to embrace this wave, if you're willing to trust the process, even when it hurts, type "I'm ready" in the comments right now. Let that declaration mark this moment as the point where you stopped running from your transformation and started running toward it. Because what's coming next will blow your mind. Listen to me, chosen one. Can you feel it? That rage bubbling beneath your skin. That sorrow threatening to drown you. That joy so sharp it cuts. What if I told you that every single emotion crashing through you right now isn't your enemy, but your training ground? What if the chaos inside you is actually the universe's way of forging you into something unbreakable? You stand at the edge. The madness is here. And your emotions, they're no longer whispers. They're screaming. Every nerve ending is on fire. Every thought spirals faster than the last. You wake up angry at shadows. You cry at memories that shouldn't still hurt. One moment you're laughing, the next you're shattered, and you don't even know why. It feels like you're losing control, doesn't it? Like your own heart has turned traitor. Like your mind is a battlefield you're losing. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. This emotional storm, it's not breaking you. It's breaking you open. Every tear, every tremor, every moment you feel like you're going mad. You're being emptied of everything that was never meant to stay. The old fears, the ancient wounds, the borrowed pain you've carried for people who never carried you. It's all rising to the surface now because God is purging you, not punishing you, purging you. The Bible tells us in Galatians 5:22-23, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Self-control, not emotional suppression, not pretending you don't feel. Self-control means you feel everything deeply, fully, and still, you don't let it steer your ship. You are the captain. The emotions are the waves. And waves, no matter how violent, do not sink the ship unless the captain abandons the wheel. You've been taught to fear your emotions, to apologize for feeling too much, to shrink when your heart gets loud. But chosen ones don't shrink. We expand. We feel everything because we're wired to carry frequencies others can't touch. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. It's your superpower. The world called you crazy for feeling what they refuse to acknowledge. But you're not crazy. You're awake, and the awakened feel deeper, see clearer, burn brighter. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Power, love, self-control. 3 weapons forged in one fire. When fear grips you, when anxiety claws at your chest, when rage tries to hijack your voice, remember this: you are not a victim of your emotions. You are the master of them. Every emotional outburst, every wave of fear or joy is an opportunity to prove your resilience. Think of a captain steering through the perfect storm. The winds howl, the ship creaks, water crashes over the deck. But the captain doesn't abandon the wheel. He grips it tighter. His eyes stay fixed on the horizon. He knows the storm is temporary. The destination is eternal. You are that captain. Your emotions are the storm. And the horizon, that's your destiny. It's waiting. But you'll only reach it if you refuse to let the waves take the wheel. Right now, your nervous system is recalibrating. Your spirit is being rewired for higher frequencies. That's why everything feels amplified. That's why a song can make you weep. Why a memory can ignite rage. Why silence feels deafening. You're not losing your mind. You're expanding it. Old programming is being deleted. New codes are being installed. And the process, it's messy, it's loud, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. So what do you do when the emotions rise like a tidal wave? You breathe, you pause, you name it. I feel anger. I see you, but you do not own me. I feel fear. I acknowledge you, but you are not my master. You don't fight the emotion. You don't suppress it. You acknowledge it, honor it, and then you release it. You let it move through you, like wind through an open window. It comes, it goes, but you remain. This is the discipline God is calling you to. Not the discipline of a robot, the discipline of a warrior. A warrior feels everything: the pain of the wound, the burn of the battle, the weight of the armor. But a warrior doesn't let the pain dictate the fight. A warrior uses the pain as fuel. You are that warrior, and every emotion you master now is a weapon you'll wield later. Do you understand what's happening? While the world drowns in their feelings, you're learning to walk on water. While they react, you're learning to respond. While they're swept away, you're standing firm. This is your training ground. This is where chosen ones are separated from followers. Followers let emotions control them. Chosen ones control their emotions, and in controlling them, they unlock a power most will never know. The madness will pass. The storm will calm. But the strength you build in this season, that stays. The mastery you gain over your emotional world, that becomes your inheritance. That becomes the foundation for every miracle, every breakthrough, every impossible thing God is about to do through you. So I'm asking you now, are you ready to take authority over the storm within? Are you ready to stop being tossed by every wave, and start commanding the seas. Are you ready to prove that no emotion, no matter how fierce, can break a spirit that's been chosen by God? If you are, hit that like button right now. Not for me, for you. As a declaration that you are no longer a victim of your emotions, but the master of them. Because the storm is here. And you were built for this. Now rise. The madness bows to those who refuse to bow to it. You've learned to master the storm within. But now comes the real question. Chosen one, what do you do with that mastery? What happens when you stop reacting and start creating? What happens when you realize the chaos wasn't sent to destroy you, but to reveal the warrior you've always been? Let me tell you something they've been hiding from you. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is power. Raw, unfiltered, world-shaking power. And right now, in this moment of divine madness, discipline is the difference between those who drown and those who walk on water. The difference between those who survive and those who conquer. The difference between those who hope for change and those who command it. You want to know why some people pray and nothing happens? Why some people meditate and stay stuck? Why some people read every spiritual book, attend every service, speak every affirmation, and still wake up in the same prison? Because they lack discipline. They treat their spiritual practice like a hobby, something they do when they feel like it, when it's convenient, when the mood strikes. But chosen ones don't operate on convenience. We operate on commitment. We don't show up when we feel like it. We show up especially when we don't. Matthew 7:24-25 tells us, "Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock." Listen to that. The storm still came. The winds still beat against the house, but it didn't fall. Not because there was no storm, but because the foundation was solid. Your spiritual discipline is that foundation. And right now, with the madness swirling with emotions, raging with the entire world shaking, your foundation is being tested. This is not the time to skip your prayer. This is not the time to say you're too busy for meditation. This is not the time to disconnect from the divine because things feel overwhelming. This is exactly the time to anchor deeper, to root stronger, to build when everything around you is crumbling. Because what you build now, in the fire, in the pressure, in the chaos, that's what will stand when the storm passes. Think of a warrior preparing for battle. He doesn't wait until the enemy is at the gates to sharpen his sword. He doesn't wait until the arrows are flying to put on his armor. No, he trains in the silence. He prepares in the stillness. He disciplines his body, his mind, his spirit long before the battle begins. So that when the moment comes, when the chaos erupts, he doesn't panic. He doesn't freeze. He moves with precision, with power, with purpose, because he's already fought this war 1,000 times in his mind, in his prayers, in his practice. You are that warrior. And this madness, this is not the enemy. This is your training ground. This is where you prove that everything you've learned, everything you've studied, everything you've proclaimed is real. This is where faith becomes action, where belief becomes manifestation, where words become worlds. Let's get practical, because this isn't theory anymore. This is your life, right now, today. What does spiritual discipline look like in the middle of madness? It looks like waking up before the world demands your attention and giving your first thoughts to God. It looks like creating sacred space in your home, in your schedule, in your heart. It looks like turning off the noise, the endless scrolling, the mindless consumption, and sitting in the presence of the divine until you remember who you are. It looks like prayer that isn't just reciting words, but having real conversation. God, I'm terrified. God, I'm angry. God, I don't understand what's happening to me. That's prayer. Raw, honest, real, and then listening. Not just talking at God, but listening for the whisper beneath the noise. The gentle nudge, the sudden knowing. That's where power lives, in the silence between your words and his response. It looks like reading scripture, not as ancient history, but as living instruction. These words were written for you, for this moment, for this madness. They are your manual, your map, your arsenal. When fear whispers, you speak Psalm 23. When doubt creeps in, you declare Philippians 4:13. When chaos surrounds you, you anchor in Isaiah 26:3. These aren't just pretty verses. These are weapons. And warriors know their weapons. This is not about perfection. You will stumble. You will skip days. You will fall back into old patterns. But discipline isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up faster. It's about the commitment to keep showing up, even when you mess up, even when you feel unworthy, even when your faith feels paper thin. You show up anyway, because showing up is how you build the foundation, and the foundation is what saves you when the winds come. And let me tell you something powerful, chosen one. The more you discipline yourself spiritually, the more power you access naturally. It's not magic, it's alignment. When you consistently connect with the divine, you start vibrating at a higher frequency. And at that frequency, things shift. Doors open. People show up. Opportunities appear. Money flows. You want to manifest your dreams. You want to call in the life you've been praying for. Then stop treating your spiritual practice like an option. Make it non-negotiable. Make it the foundation everything else is built on. Because manifestation without discipline is just wishing. And wishes don't change worlds. Power does. Disciplined, focused, aligned power. This madness you're in right now, it's amplifying everything. Your thoughts are manifesting faster. Your words are carrying more weight. Your energy is attracting at lightning speed. That's why discipline is so critical right now. Because if you're undisciplined, if you're scattered, if you're pouring energy into fear, doubt, and chaos, guess what? You're manifesting more fear, more doubt, more chaos. But if you discipline your mind, your emotions, your spirit, if you anchor yourself in practices that elevate you, then you're manifesting from power, from clarity, from divine alignment, and what you create from that place will astound you. The time for waiting is over. The time for wishing is done. The time for hoping someone else will save you, change you, fix you. That time has passed. Now is the time to take action, to step into the power God has prepared for you, to stop being the victim of your circumstances and become the architect of your destiny. You were not chosen to sit on the sidelines. You were chosen to shape worlds. So I'm asking you right now, chosen one, are you ready to stop playing small? Are you ready to step into the spiritual power that's been waiting for you? Are you ready to manifest the divine destiny that has your name written all over it? If you are, if you feel that fire rising in your chest, if you know deep in your bones that this message is for you, drop 777 in the comments right now, not as a wish, as a declaration, as a commitment, as a battle cry that says, I am ready, I am disciplined, I am powerful, and my time has come. The storm is not your enemy, it's your training ground. And you warrior, you were born for this. Now rise, now build, now manifest. The madness bows to the disciplined, and you are unbreakable, chosen ones. This is it. The storm is over. The chaos has passed, and now it's time to receive what God has been preparing for you. This is the moment of breakthrough. This is the moment where everything you've endured has led to overflowing blessings. You've walked through the fire. You've navigated the storms. You've been refined, tested, and reshaped. And now you stand on the edge of your divine inheritance. The waves you've ridden, the challenges, the doubts, the uncertainties have all been preparing you for this moment. You've been purified, refined, and now the overflow is coming. Imagine this, a cup filled to the brim, but not just filled, overflowing with blessings. Financial blessings, spiritual blessings, relational blessings, blessings in every area of your life. This is not just for you. The blessings you are about to receive are not meant to stay with you. They are meant to spill over into your family, your community, and beyond. Malachi 3:10 says, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." God is about to open the floodgates of heaven over your life. And the blessings are not just a trickle, they are a flood. You will not have room to contain them. Overflowing blessings are coming your way, and you have been chosen to be the vessel that receives them. John 7:38 reminds us, "Whoever believes in me, as Scripture has said, rivers of living water will flow from within them." This is not a promise of scarcity, but of abundance. The rivers of blessing that will flow through you will not be limited. They will flow freely, overflowing in every direction. And the best part, these blessings are not just for you to enjoy. They are meant to spill out and touch everyone around you. Your family will be impacted. Your community will be impacted. The world will feel the ripple of the blessings that God is pouring into your life. Now, I know you've been through trials. I know there were times when you felt like giving up, when the weight of it all seemed unbearable. But I tell you this, your endurance has positioned you for greatness. Everything you've endured, every tear, every struggle, every moment of doubt was preparing you to receive this divine overflow. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. The wave of blessings you've been riding has brought you to this exact place, and now it's time to step into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. Financial breakthrough, spiritual elevation, restored relationships. It's all here. I want you to picture it. Now, the cup you've been holding is overflowing. You've done the work. You've endured the storms. You've kept the faith. And now, the divine blessings are being poured out, and there is more than enough for you and for those around you. Step into it. Chosen one, your time has come. The floodgates are open. The abundance is here, and it's yours for the taking. This is not the time to hold back. It's the time to receive. It's the time to celebrate what God is about to do in your life. The blessings that are pouring out are not a coincidence. They are a divine confirmation of God's faithfulness and His timing. The madness you've experienced, the storm you've weathered, it was not in vain. It was preparation. You have been chosen for this moment, and now it's time to receive the fruits of your labor. Step into the fullness of your blessings today. The wave you've ridden, the storm you've survived, it was all leading to this divine overflow. The floodgates are open, and God's abundant blessings are spilling over into every area of your life. This is your divine moment. Claim it. If you are ready to receive the blessings God is pouring out on you, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment 7777 below to declare your readiness for the overflow. Your time has come. The floodgates are open and your blessings are here. Take a deep breath and pause for a moment. Let the truth of this journey settle within you. You have endured. You have transformed. And now you are ready. You've learned to embrace the madness as part of your divine awakening. What once seemed like confusion or destruction was in fact God's hand shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the incredible purpose that lies ahead. This divine madness was never meant to break you. It was meant to empower you. You've also learned the importance of mastering your emotions. The storms you felt within the emotional turmoil, they were not to overwhelm you. They were to teach you how to stand firm, to rise with strength, and to command your own peace. Like a captain steering through a storm, you are now the master of your emotions, and that mastery will lead you into your divine destiny. Spiritual discipline has anchored you. The daily practices of prayer, meditation, and connection to the divine have given you the strength and clarity needed to navigate this season. You have aligned yourself with God's purpose, and now His power is flowing through you. And now the overflowing blessings are here. The doors you've been waiting for are open. The abundance is pouring into your life, and it is more than you could have ever imagined. You are stepping into a season of divine manifestation, where everything you've worked for, prayed for, and believed for is beginning to come to fruition. Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." This is not just a verse, this is your truth. You are capable, you are powerful, and you are ready to walk in the fullness of the destiny that God has prepared for you. This is your time, chosen one. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer just hoping. You are now walking boldly into the future God has already ordained for you. The madness, the chaos, and the challenges, they are all part of the transformation that has brought you here. You are stronger, you are wiser, and you are ready to rise. Now, as you step into your divine role, remember this. You are chosen. You are ready. The madness has arrived, but you will not be swept away. You will rise stronger and more powerful than ever before. This is your time. Embrace it fully.